So tell me how I can help.
Well, thank you first for doing this program. I've really loved whenever I've seen it pop up, and I've been able to get on. I've loved getting on it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think that, yeah, thanks. This question, every time I listen to it, keeps popping up. It's just popping up in my mind. I I've been divorced. It's only been a year, but I've been in the process for 2.5 years. And I did leave a pretty, it was really a necessary, it was necessary to get out of that marriage. So I am accepting it. I think that I did pursue the divorce, yet that's not what I wanted. But I did come to also accept that you can't control someone else, which is really hard. And I think that's a hard part of this. But
the hard part being the acceptance of that it was over, or the hard part of growing through that real realization that we don't have the power to control somebody.
Well, I think both of it. I think when, as a believer, when your faith is so tied into this is a covenant, a lifelong marriage, but then you realize that it's really harmful and there's, trauma, and then you realize that you can't fix it. And the best thing for you to leave for yourself, there's also kids as well. So I think for both of that is hard. And I think just as much the acceptance, both of those, but also I think there's like a core like retraining, because I think churches don't do a great job. I mean, they basically, I feel like, preach that divorce is like the evil of all evils, and you just stick in it. Especially for women, you just be quiet and you just, love your husband better, and submit is kind of how I feel like So I feel like there's also some just retraining.
It's a little different what I was saying even a moment ago, that loyalty, love, honoring, submitting to one another, all of that in no way means not speaking truth or standing up for what's right. or swallowing a bunch of abuse. That's
exactly.
just and a lot of people don't realize, and maybe this one thought might help you. A lot of people don't realize, a lot of Christians don't realize that God's divorced.
What does that mean?
God got a divorce.
Go look. All right, keep going.
Go look it up in Jeremiah. He said, because of Israel's behavior, because of Israel's adulteries, that he gave her a writ of divorce.
Right.
Now he's ultimately going to put it all back together, but it built into the fabric of the universe is what you're saying, that ultimately the way that God has designed things, that love requires freedom. And if we could control somebody into being good and faithful and loving us, they wouldn't really be loving us, because they're not free to not love us.
Right.
And so, that's, and it's like when God says, he's not desirous that anybody perish, but he wants everybody to come back and be in a relationship with him, but he won't control them into it. So hard one to swallow. So what is your question in that?
So my question actually is going a step past that, is that that I do have the desire to be married again, and the desire to date. I mean, it's there. Like, I haven't pursued it at all, nor necessarily wanted to yet. And I have taken a lot of time, because I realized that my healing in this stage and up until this is really the most important thing. So
Yeah.
I've taken a lot of time to
How long
test.
were you married? How long were you married, and how old?
13 years
13 years.
and
And how old are you now?
ages. I'm 39 and I have 4
39.
kids, 6, 8, 10, and 12.
6, 8, 10, and 12. So you got married when you were what, 36? Is that right? I mean,
Oh,
26.
I'm 39. Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me your question. You want to start dating again? You want to be married again? You want to be
So,
married. You want to be married differently, I would think.
yes, I would definitely want to be married differently. And I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
Can
so
you
I'm
do
trying to
me a
figure out.
favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you keep that word in your
Yeah,
mind as you're going back out there? Differently.
that's good.
I'm going to do this
I will. I'm
differently.
writing that down.
Write that word
Differently.
down. Differently.
Yes,
All right.
differently. I
So
got it. So
I want you to
say with my
make
words
your
that.
different list. What are the
Okay.
requirements next time that have got to be different? Let's make sure we have that list.
Great.
Anyway, so what's your question?
All right. Hold on. Now I have to write that down.
That's all right.
Right.
You can come back and listen to it later.
Okay. So as much as I say with my words, I want to date, I have this huge hesitancy and really no desire to. Like I think part of it's like that undoing of that training that marriage is for life. So it's like maybe I've accepted it, but I haven't. I'm in this place where at some point I would like to date again, and I feel completely also unable to really even think about doing that. So I'm wondering what that process is like.
Fear? Because you're too burned, you're hurt, you're afraid, hadn't done it in a long time. What are the...
Well, I guess I think it is that I think it's that I really just wish that a miracle could happen and my ex could be like completely changed and we could figure out how to save this for the kids. But that's not going to happen. So maybe it all just comes back to acceptance and I need more therapy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I don't know him. I do know that I have seen weird miracles happen, and then I've seen nothing happen when people wait. So I don't know the right answer in your situation. But let me suggest something, because we can pray for him to get struck by lightning while he's going down this path, but you don't have to be tethered to that path to do your path of healing. Let's look at it like parallel. This is just time, is what we're talking about. So he's on his journey, you're on your journey. We're both going through the same clock and calendar, right? So let's just think about organizing your path in the way that you need to have your path work. So what I would do first, I'm going to make you a little list here, is what I would do first is I would want to, and it sounds like you started this, but I would want to make sure that I am in a process of healing the wounds that happened, number one, okay? Healing the hurt, grieving what we lost, grieving what I lost, okay? And there's a healing that goes with this. That's first. And in that is working through the injury and the anger and the forgiveness and the bitterness and all the stuff that certainly when you're treated a certain way for a long time, you have. That's first. Now, the second piece of this is differently. So I want you to really, really, really do some work with your therapist about, why did I pick someone like him?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And there's a million reasons for that, but we have to undo them. Okay. Right. So, and then you're going to learn this time to, like Hebrews says, solid food is for the mature who through practice have had their senses trained to discern good from evil. You're going to spot egocentricity. You're going to spot somebody that's geared towards immediate gratification. You're going to spot somebody that can't hear no. You're going to spot somebody that's narcissistic. You're going to spot somebody that's judgmental. You're going to spot somebody that doesn't want to
Right.
sacrifice themselves for the greater whole. All of these things. And you're going to go ding, 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 ding. So you're going to
Right.
learn that.
Right.
Okay. And I want you to
Right.
practice, work on that. All right. Then that's kind
That's
of all
good.
then I want you, I'm going to make this easy about this dating thing. I want you to change your view of dating, that it's not about marriage. I
Right.
want you to, when you begin, just treat it as a wonderful, valuable social exercise in life. I'm going to go out and meet a lot of different people and go to 1,000 dinners and movies and sailboat rides on Chesapeake, and go find some clams and lobsters and a bunch of other
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm not looking to put a ring on anybody's finger. I'm not going on a
Yeah.
safari looking for a trophy. As you do that,
Yeah.
that's also going to help you in the other process of learning to spot stuff and what you like and don't like and all that. So that's how I would approach it.
Right.
That help?
That's great. That's very
All right.
helpful.
And also remember,
Thank you so much for all that you've done.
No, you're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful to you. And I'd say one more thing about this. When you do start to get out there and dating and all that, guard your kids from that.
Yeah.
Don't bring
Yeah.
one into the pseudo family unit so
Yeah.
they keep going. And
Right.
but you probably know that. I just say that because they don't need to
Yeah.
learn that.
Absolutely.
People come in and out of their lives too often.
Yeah.
Okay. God bless you.
Good
Thanks
word.
for your
Thank
call.
you so much.
Appreciate
you
it.
too.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh gosh, what there's so much pain. I hope you I hope you hear something that she said, that, and if you've been divorced or are divorced or whatever, I hope you heard what she said, that sometimes, so much judgment, and that just shouldn't be, it just shouldn't be. That's not what our faith teaches. Don't judge people that something didn't work, or that they failed, or that somebody else failed them, or whatever. But let's come alongside anybody that's got any failure in life, and it could be, anything. There's nothing that makes the failure of a marriage any, more shameable than other failures. So let's, somebody's gone through a divorce, put your arms around them, because it's hard. It's hard. I mean, especially when there's kids involved. So a lot of times, also, I want to say this, because she kind of, reminds me, Lauren, I don't know what your situation is with the extended family and health, but I'm going to just say one thing. I have seen this too many times, and it's one of my favorite, let's run out and do anything we can for them groups. And that is single mothers with young kids. Lend them a hand. Sometimes single fathers, there's no mother in the picture. Any single parent that's got little kids and they're doing it on their own, that's just too hard, people. It's too hard. Don't let them be on their own. Sorry. I've seen them struggle around the clock, strained financially, strained schedule wise. Male or female single parents have one of the hardest jobs in the world. And if there is one in your circle anywhere, or your church's circle, then why aren't we moving mountains to help? So find one on your block, find one in your extended family, and say, hey, let me bring dinners over once a week, or let me watch your kids, or y'all come join us and let's give them a hand. There aren't enough hands to go around. And there's little kids in a single parent's home. Please do that. Please, please, please.